matches have gone, they've been really close. Each game, their spread average is only losing by an average of 7.3. They have 5 win and 7 game losses. Tent Supremacy, 3-1 takedown against Symphony, and pretty convincing win as they had an average spread of 25.8 over Symphony. That's how much they won each game by average. So a pretty dominant win. And I don't know, IPS, any other stats from these two teams sticking out to you as maybe a discrepancy between these two teams?
I mean, there isn't much of a discrepancy. Like, they're pretty similar stats other than that spread average. I feel like 10 Supremacy spread average would actually be a lot bigger if it wasn't for the fact that they let, I think it was Swampy last week, do a little sneaky Rainmaker play on Black Belly. But, other than that, like last week, they really played well against Symphony and took that set pretty convincingly. So, other than that spread average, they are similar in stats. So, we're really going to just have to see how they play in game to see how they fare against each other.
Yeah, well, we'll see. It looks like a lot of people right now, as we get this match started, are predicting Tent Supremacy, and we'll see. I think that's where probably most people are leaning IPS and Swift. I don't know if you got your microphone fixed, but we got about a minute till the game one. What is your prediction here?
I went all in on my channel points on Tent Supremacy. Okay. I always do that. I go in with all my channel points in the team that I'll think will win, even if it's a close set.
Wow. All right.
Although now, although I'm thinking about now you saying we have Cosby, Tylander, I think it actually, who's their last?
Tax. So I think same lineup week one.
Yeah. This might be a really close set, honestly, now, because they have I feel like, personally, they're more consistent lineup.
Yeah.
But I still feel like 10 Supremacy is going to edge them out, and, I'm going to get my sweet, sweet channel points.
All right. Swift, did you able to figure out your microphone, maybe?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Haha.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. We got 10 seconds, so make it quick. Who's your prediction?
It's got to be 10 Supremacy. They feel really dominant. They feel really dominant right now.
All right, well, I'm going to play the dark horse then. Regular gamers, my prediction, going to win this one 3-2. We are ready for game number one. So IPS and Swift with your big Splatoon brains. Let's get into the game, and why don't you guys take it away for us?
Right. Let's look at these teams' comps here. We are on Rainmaker Starfish, so definitely going to be interesting to see what they got here. And, of course, we see that Flings coming out from the side of regular gamers, specifically from Cosby. And on the side of Tent Supremacy, we see their pretty usual comp, of course, the Tent, the Mini, CDS, and Pro. Mini being a weapon that the only high-level player that I can think off the top of my head that plays it is Steffi. So definitely a weapon you don't see too much, but can paint really well, can spam those missiles, can put a lot of pressure. But we'll see now. Missiles do come out from the side of RG as one does go down to Tent. And right now it seems like regular gamer is going to get that mid control.
No, it seems interesting that Salty is not playing in the game right now for 10 Supremacy for being their support player. They no armor on either side. So it's going to be interesting how this plays out.
Not something you see every day. We do see, though, still, even without a armor support, Mini itself is a support weapon. So right now, it seems actually that regular gamers doesn't necessarily have a support. But we'll see now. Tent's going to grab this Rainmaker here. It's going to get raid, and missiles coming out as well. So that's going to get the Rainmaker build there. And now, 2 down the side of 10 Supremacy. They're going to have to back here as they do get pushed in mid. They do try to keep control in mid, but yeah, I think they're going to back here into their street. Right now, Sar here is in mid. They're missiling again. Honestly, right now, looking at regular gamers comp, they do have double missiles. So honestly, those missiles are coming out like really quickly, and it's actually doing a lot of work for them as Timer is just going to able to go in. Right now, double, triple. It's 3 down now, and it's only Boy left on the side of 10 Supremacy. So regular Dog's going to go in.
Clutch bomb.
Yeah, really good bomb there. Good stop by Boy. Right now, 10 Supremacy is going to need to get their street back if they want to actually be able to get this Rainmaker out of there. But right now, just regular gamers holding mid, even with that death on Cosby's side. So, really good by regular gamers here. Tax going to try to run the Rainmaker scenes, but is going to go back. The CS does go down, so it seems like the Rainmaker resets just in time. You'll see here, Kazi going to go down. That's 3 down on the side of regular gamers, though Tax is still alive with this Ray, so he could possibly still use this to defend, but right now, 10 Supremacy, I think, taking their time, is going to look for more control and more picks before actually pushing in. You see your Cheese coming out with this hammer. It is going to go down, though, and Ray does come out, and only to 58. That's not going to get them the lead. And we now see Sar here in their street is going to be pretty much the last one alive, so he's going to try to get his teammates back into mid here as Regular Gamers does grab the Rainmaker and is kind of going back towards their spawn. Not sure what Regular Gamers is doing here right now, I'm gonna be honest with.
It really feels like they're just... I honestly don't know what they're doing here. They kind of just stalled the Rainmaker. Maybe that's what they want, but it's really just going to ultimately reset.
Yeah, well, they put it actually in a really bad spot for themselves. If Tesbers can get up there upon that snipe, they can just grab that. But it does seem like they're keeping control of their snipe. And Cosby does get 2 there. Really good double by him. Regular Gamer's going to have to get the pop on that Rainmaker if they want to reset, but I think they're actually looking to just keep it there the rest of the game, which they could do if Supremacy here doesn't actually do anything. Right now, they're trying to look for maybe a pick to get him onto that snipe, but they really, really need to control that snipe. As I say, that CS does go down. Missiles do come out as well, and 10 Supremacy in the back. The tent does go down, and it's now only 2 alive now on 10 Supremacy. Getting backed again by even more missiles. 10 Supremacy is just struggling right now.
Yeah, it feels like they really can't get a stable control.
So, Tammy on this left side with these Tetris is going to get in 1-1. It's going to go down to, I think that is Sar. Actually, 2 down now on the side of Supremacy. Maybe now this is the chance they have to get on that snipe. As Cosby goes down the snipe now, so this might be the opportunity they have. Tax here just sitting on that top left. Not moving an inch. He's going to use this Ray here. Maybe try to find a pick. Is he going to find something? He does help with a pick on the pro here. And still, Regular Gamers just keeping control of their snipe. And 10 Supremacy seems extremely stumped here as he gets 1. Again, causing another double on that snipe. And he gets a triple. And honestly, that might be game. I don't think 10 Supremacy is going to have enough time to actually get back into mid and just get on that snipe. Especially with the Rainmaker still being completely green right now. Pros here, I think they're now rushing that snipe, trying to actually 2 down on the side, but it's gonna be the game. That was interesting, for sure.
Well, so, there you have it. I mean,
yeah.
Regular Gamers taking game number 1 off of them, and that was, I mean, was that big brain buffoonery? I mean, do you guys think that was planned? I mean,
it was definitely an interesting play. Now, all things considered, that could have went extremely wrong. Like, it just 10 Supremacy. Yeah, 10 Supremacy never really got control of snipe. That was the main thing. Cosby got 2 doubles up there. But if 10 Supremacy was able to get a wipe on Regular Gamers at any point there, or like 3 down or something, and got control of snipe, they just had to pop Rainmaker, grab it, drop, and that's lead. You know, it was a very risky play by Regular Gamers, but they seemed to have that already all planned. Tax was just sitting there in the top left the whole game. Cosby was just sitting there on snipe, staying alive, waiting for people just to try push up there. I feel like 10 Supremacy didn't really think when they were pushing that snipe. I feel like they need to definitely try to use their bombs more. That's the main thing. Because, you know, Cosby could have just dodged bullets and all that, but there's not much you can do when there's 3 bombs on snipe. Yeah. You have to drop off snipe. Yeah. So I feel like going to this next match, you could just ignore it as maybe, to be fair, right? To be fair.
I mean,
10 Supremacy lost last week on Rainmaker as well. So yeah.
I mean, Regular Gamers, though, even before that, they were popping off. Timon in that one area got like a triple kill that started that push. And so it's not like I think Regular Gamers didn't play well there. I mean, Swift, what do you think is seeing that match? Because it definitely seemed odd choice to just sit back for 2 whole minutes, but it ended up working.
It feels like it's something that regular gamers probably talked about before the match. It feels like they were like, I want to get a lead and I want to camp this Rainmaker. I don't think it was just like a pull out of the hat moment. I feel like they probably practiced it, and that's the reason why they won that game. Unlike 10 Supremacy, where you just saw them kind of just doing their own things. It didn't feel like they were playing much as a team, while regular gamers felt like they had an entire game plan.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what their game plan is for game number 2. We're going into Clan Blitz on New Albacore Hotel. Teams are now ready, so let's see what they pull out for game number 2.
I feel like I'm going to call here right now. I know 10 Supremacy has a Glugas player, and I believe he is playing, so I feel like we're going to be seeing some Glugas right now. And I am wrong. He is staying on CDS. So, though we do see the Bamboo MK3 coming out from Cheese, honestly, a weapon I have not seen since Power was playing very often. Usually you see the normal variant of Bamboo with those missiles and the curling bomb, but here we have the one with fizzies and bubbles, so this could be really interesting. Meanwhile, on the side of regular gamers, they have bubbles of their own on that Forge Pro, and the rest of the comp seems to be pretty short range for a map like Albacore. And I think that's definitely hitting them right now as they're just going down as 10 Supremacy is making a push of their own. Star here is going to use his Booyah Bomb. Tedboy getting another pick. 2 now are backed on the far right. Not really able to defend the basket, but they do get Boy down. Cruz here now on his own is going to opt to jump out. Star going for maybe one more climb is going to get it in, but is going to go down for that. So, decent first push by 10 Supremacy getting to 62. They don't even have that much of a penalty, but right now, Rare Gamer's going to have to make a play of their own here. Tax getting a power is on this left side with armor at the ready, so although 2 of his teammates do go down, one just respawned, another one goes down, and 10 Supremacy just has control again. This is way different from the 10 Supremacy from that first game. They're asserting control with the range of their weapons here. You see Boy here in mid trying to take a fight against Tymon. Tymon's going to have to back from that. He does get armor, though, from Tax. He is maybe going to try to take a fight on left, but right now, yeah, just regular gamers is stuck in their street, just getting back by those fizzy bombs, and all the pressure right now is getting put on by 10 Supremacy.
Yeah, and it feels like this mid-range comp is really coming into play right now. Just you being able to see regular gamers not really be able to get in, while 10 Supremacy is just shooting from angles. They're shooting from away. They're just shooting everywhere. And as you can see, the mini, they take down shorter range opponents.
Yeah. As I say that, though, their 10 Supremacy push does get stopped. Regular gamers finds a way to survive all those bombs and get the picks they need to stop the push. And regular gamers now going to try to make a push of their own. Tax here now on this right side with the Junior. Halfway to armor is going to try to hold this right side, which isn't the easiest thing for Junior. So, yeah, he definitely backs from that. Boy does go down, though. And he's going to go back to this right side. Tymon does go down now in mid. And Juno here maybe looking for some picks in mid as well. But Tax gets taken out by Cruz. Cosby now on his own. Mike getting as well is going to jump back to his teammate maybe to get out. And gets a nice clutch jump out to save the power climb there, but is just going to get pushed on the right. 10 Supremacy is not giving them a chance to, reposition themselves at all. They are just pushing. Although we see here, time on the left side, maybe with Bubbles here ready soon, he might be looking to make a kind of a jump play maybe, but Boy knows he's there on the left, is not going to let that happen. Star here is going to take a fight in a minute against Tymon, is going to go down, and the power climb goes down with him as well. And right now, there's not so much going on. We have just, it seems like regular gamers has the clans ready to push, but the team in control is Supremacy. As I say that though, Tax trying to get some jumps in, but Cosby is going to go down as he jumped a bit too early. But Tax then gets a double there. Might be able to save the power at least. Now they think they have a power and 7 clumps ready. They do get Cheese, and they're going up with these bubbles. This is going to be a push by regular gamers. And they get the first power in, and one does go down with 7 clans, although I believe Cosby there is going to come in with some more, as well as Juno. And this is going to be lead for the side regular gamers as they do go down, though, and that's the end of their push. So, 10 Supremacy now, only with a penalty of 20. They only need basically a power climb and a couple more climbs after that to take the lead, but it all depends now if they can get mid-control and push past regular gamers.
And you can see here they are getting control of their street. They are getting control everywhere, and they're pushing regular gamers back into their spawn, which is something that you want to be if you're on the offensive side. They get a kill. They get 2.
Cross gets double, and that's a wipe! With 21 clams, this is going to be a massive push. And lead already flipping right now. Just, oh my god, it's a bunch of clams just going in. And they do get SAR. Time I'm going to drop is going to get another kill. And I think at least the push is going to be stopped. But that was just a quick push down to 20. Sorry, 19. But yeah, like they're below 20 now, and it seems like, again, regular gamers only needs to get a power in pretty much to get that penalty. A power in a clam, actually. It's not too much, but they need to get in. That's the main thing, and Tax is going to try to do a solo play, but that ain't going to work, especially against a team like 10 Supremacy. And right now, it's a 3v2. Juno thinking of going in. He's going to pop AJ with that power, but might go down the Cruz here. Yeah, Cruz is going to weigh out that inkjet. Just smart play. They're going to get the landing here, and that is just 10 Supremacy.
But he does get a kill.
Over. He does get a kill, and
and a little bit of taunting.
It's gonna drop off the map too. Cosby as well, and yeah.
That felt very dominant.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, not too much. I feel like most of at the beginning of the match was, the first half of the match was a bit more even. It was around the end where then 10 Supremacy, Cruz pretty much getting most of those kills for that 13K pretty much at the end of the game, especially in that push-in. Just got those picks. It turned out to be a wipe with 2 other going down by his teammates. And they just got so many clams in so fast. By the time regular gamers respawn and was able to kill, they killed them immediately when they respawn, but it was too late anyway. It was right down to 19.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, that was... I'm feeling like I'm sniffing out a 5-game series possibly. This is looking pretty dang close. And, you know, for whatever reason, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I just feel like regular gamers on Clam Blitz is just, it's never a no-go. It never comes together. And I don't know if it's just that individual mentality Swift. Is that what's holding them back on Clam Blitz? That they're just kind of pushing in by themselves too often?
Yeah, you saw it a couple of times that game when they jumped to the basket once. Tax went in with 1 power clam, had no armor, had no specials, and they just shut it down. It feels like regular gamers' playstyle really does better in other modes besides Clam Blitz, where you have to work as a team and you have to work with your clams.
Yeah. Well, now we're moving on to Game 3. This is a best of 5, heading over to Splatzone's a humpback pump track. IPS... who are you taking in game number 3? Because it looks like 10 Supremacy was pretty dominant in that one, but regular gamers had a pretty good game 1 too. So,
I mean, I don't know. I feel like right now both teams. I mean, I feel like we found the weak modes of both teams. Definitely, 10 Supremacy not that good in Rainmaker. Doesn't really know how to overcome Rainmaker type situations. Meanwhile, we've seen regular gamers pushing way too individually in Clam Blitz. But Zones, I feel like this might be a mode where both teams are even, so I don't really know who we're going to see come out here. But I do have a thing, though. Regular gamers comp from Game 2, I feel like it can work a lot better on this map compared to Albacore, because it is short range, but short range of Humpback is kind of fine,
Well,
compared
let's
to
see.
Albacore.
I mean, we're ready for game number 3 now, so we'll see what comp they pull out. This is a best of 5 regular gamers, 10 Supremacy, 1-1 so far. Throw out those things in the chat, all your emotes, because there's a lot of hype in this matchup.
So we're just looking at their weapons here. We do see the side of regular gamers. They decided to go backline with Timon on that ballpoint. We know how good he is with it. Tax on the junior. And Cosby with that flings a roller. Definitely a good weapon here. I mean, any roller is good here. And on the side of 10 Supremacy, I think they're opting to stay with pretty much the same comp, except changing one weapon, one of them to a Tri, which is basically like, I feel like, people say Black Belly is the best map for Tri, but people don't forget that Humpback also exists. But we see here at the beginning, Crozier is going to go down, and I think, regular gamer is going to get the first control, I believe, of the match here. The first big control. This guy's going to drop on the left here. Looking to take a fight against SC. It's going to have to back because of rain, though. And I believe the Bamboo does go down the side of 10 Supremacy. So, boy here going in. He's going to have to probably back out as none of his teammates go down. Right now, 10 Supremacy kind of just dropping down like flies. And Regular Gamers just has a lot of control as they do double missile. Although that might have been a bit early if 10 Supremacy can go off after that. I say that Timon does go down that right side. Although the try did go down the side 10 Supremacy. Bubbles now coming out from Cheese as the mini does go down on his team, though. And I don't know if those bubbles are going to be enough to get zone. As I say that, they do neutralize it, but Regular Gamer is going to keep the zone, and right now the Tri's going to try go back in the zone and get that paying tax here. He's going to try to keep that zone as best as he can. Armor does come out from the side of 10 Supremacy. Timon once again going down. CS does go down on the side of 10 Supremacy though. Right now, Star here maybe looking for a pick on the Tri. Maybe now it's going to go back to zone, and finally the cap by 10 Supremacy, and now I can breathe.
Yeah, it really feels like that entire first minute, 10 Supremacy wasn't able to like get in past that double missile. Well, now they're being able to get it, and that is a crucial pick right there. But yeah, and another goes down. It feels like now they're gonna be able to get a lot more stable control, go somewhere, actually get something done instead of being locked out the entire set. But you do see Timon here controlling this entire right side, and this is where going one side of the map really works out, because you can see that entire Regular Gamer is coming behind them, and they just immediately cap the zone and get more kills. It's really big strength on this map, just to realize where your opponent is and go the other way.
Yeah, definitely right now the Timon was on the right side there as he just jumped to him, and that was actually a really good play. This dude come out on the side of Regular Gamers as positives go down though. Star will go down those missiles. Still, 10 Supremacy with the control of that zone. As I say that, Chris does go down. Juno here, maybe looking for the pick on the CS, but I mean, doesn't really have to get it. As Regular Gamers just get that zone back. Right now, just 10 Supremacy seems to struggle with the coordination of Regular Gamers on this map, as Timon is pretty much leading the charge half the time in these pushes, just getting his teammates in the places that they need to be. Chris is going to try these missiles. Boyd does go down, though. Armor does come out. Crow's going to one missile one guy, and he's going to try to drop on this right side and maybe make something happen. Is going to get missiled himself, though. Armor does come out from 10 Supremacy. The try does go down, though. And right now, 10 Supremacy is just kind of all over the place. They really have to make something happen here. As I say that, Cross is going to pick, and Zone does go for the side of 10 Supremacy. They get another person here. Timon now on that flank. Maybe looking to make a clutch play, but it's just sticking behind them. Probably waiting to get his teammates to jump on him and maybe make a push from behind, as that might be the play here. Juno does go down for the side of regular gamer. So I say that Timon is just making a play, and he's helping his team get 3 down 10 Supremacy. And once again, Regular Gamers has control. They gotta find a way to get Timon out of there.
Timon feels like a giant problem for Regular Gamers for 10 Supremacy right now. It feels like Timon is just controlling the game, and he's being able to go where he wants, especially with this comp that he has with the double missile, where it just makes people like not having to be able to go where they want. And now it's just that 10 Supremacy has a little bit more control. It's going to see how they can feel about this, but they immediately take the zone back as Regular Gamers.
Yeah. Honestly, though, Timon here is just on the flank of 10 Supremacy. It honestly feels like right now they need to go there and take care of Timon first before they go do anything else, because right now he's just tearing it up here. Like, he just has this control of this right side. This is not where a ball point should be able to just sit there. He gets another pick on Boy. He might get a double. He gets a double, maybe a triple here. He's looking for that triple, although the Bamboo's gonna back here. And, 10 Supremacy is just gonna have to go for a desperation push in zone. They do get the junior, though. Bubbles coming out from Keys, and maybe a cap here for the last sec, but they do get it.
They do!
And they gotta keep it, though. There's only 10 seconds left of the game. They gotta keep it, and they gotta get time on. All this doesn't matter. And still, Timon, I think is behind them still. He does pop Rain, and missiles do come out from the side of Regular Gamers. Right now, I think SAR is actually going to go on the flank on Timon. As right now, Regular Gamers is dropping in zone from behind. Bubbles do come out. Cruz does go down. One does go down. 2 down. I see this is going to go to Regular Gamers. Yeah, that's a one with the Supremacy. That's going to be for Regular Gamers.
Wow.
Man.
Not what I expected.
Definitely. I'm gonna be honest. Timon really, really clutched that pretty much the whole time for Regular Gamers. And we saw 16 missiles also coming for Regular Gamers. So
Jeez.
I don't know, Luke, what do you think of that game?
Yeah, I mean he had 16 KA. It doesn't show in the stats till we get the Splatnet stats, but I feel like I only saw him die twice. Like, I feel like he stood on the side of the map the entire time and was pretty much frontline ballpoint. I mean, How does that make sense, Swift? Is he just that good, or is that an actual strategy? I mean, I don't get it.
It doesn't feel like 10 Supremacy has an answer to it. It feels like they, like you said, the CDS just went in a couple times. They fed to the ballpoint. It feels like ballpoint's a really strong weapon when it's in the right person's hands, and it just didn't feel like 10 Supremacy had a good handle on what to do against it.
Yeah, and it feels like regular gamers have always had this mindset. We even saw this in season 2 where they had Leon, their hype frontline CDS player, and it's like they kind of build their team around one really strong player, I feel like, and it's not like the other players are bad, but they're more, I feel like, supportive, playing those missiles, playing those ink storms, and just trying to find, the paint and the specials and get get the space for time on to pop off like that. And it's working so far, at least against Tent Supremacy, and it's making me feel a lot better about regular gamers, even though they, had a loss last week. If they can get a win here off of Tent Supremacy and do it in 3-1 fashion, I think that changes everyone's mind about regular gamers moving forward. So
yeah, definitely. I feel like this roster here that they have here with Cosby, Tax, Juno, and Timon, like it's just really good because that game they got 16 missiles. They were just spamming missiles onto 10 Supremacy. And 10 Supremacy were always focused on the missiles. They were focused on people coming forward. And usually they were killing the people coming forward. But they just never killed Timon. Timon was always sitting on that right side. Like, You cannot have a weapon with that much range sitting on right side, putting beacons down, letting his teammates move around wherever the hell they want. You gotta get him eventually. You gotta make him move.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
They have missiles, so
it's going to be tough. We'll see if they can do it. Tent Supremacy obviously not out. They need 2 wins in a row, but they definitely can win it still. We're going to match number 4, which is Tower Control on the Reef. Can Tent Supremacy push us to an epic Game 5? Let's find out.
And will we see the ballpoint again? That is the question.
So we see now on both sides. So, of course, pretty much same comp coming out of regular gamers. There's no reason for them to change. And on the side of 10 Supremacy, we're seeing a change back to that 10 umbrella. So, we see what happens. Tax is going to get the tower. Immediately. He's going to start this push. He's going to back up a little bit now with the press getting on him, but he does pop armor. And Mini does go down inside 10 Supremacy as they're getting missile back. So, boy here, going to look for a pick. Is not going to be able to get that, but Cheese does get the pick, though. And Timon is going to try to make a small play on the tower there, but it's going to have to back. So now it's going to be probably control for 10 Supremacy. As I said, though, they do also get missiled, so maybe not completely.
We have a DC, by the way.
Oh, we have a I did not notice. My bad.
It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't see it. Stream was a bit laggy for me.
So I think we're going to have 10 Supremacy knock out this game real quick, and we'll redo it, I would think.
Yeah, we're going to jump back to Analyst S because it's going to be regular gamers smartly knowing the DC rules. They got to figure it out. Jump back to spawn, let the other team KO, and we will have to reset this match. But luckily, I love it, guys. If we're going to have a DC, I hate DCs, but if we're going to have a DC, I'd much rather have it within the first 30 seconds than in the last half of the map. So we'll get a legit reset because no one really had an upper hand yet so far in that match.
There is one thing that I do want to point out right now. I want you to imagine that 10 Supremacy takes this game. All right. What mode is after this one?
We got another Rainmaker.
And that is where it's going to, if they take this game, it's going to be the real test for 10 Supremacy. Can they beat anyone in Rainmaker? They haven't done it yet, and I don't know how it's going to go. Yeah. So it feels like they needed that last game, and now they have to clutch it all up right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's definitely tough on Rainmaker for them, but they can win. It's not like they lost that first game on Rainmaker too badly. It was an 8-point match where the Gamers just took that Rainmaker and kind of hit it in their own base for about 2 minutes. So I don't know if they're going to be able to get another thing pulled off like that, especially on Schellendorf, if we get to a Game 5, obviously. But teams are back in now. We got Tax back after the DC. So let's jump back into the game, and hopefully we have now a clean Game 4 going in. Let's take it away one more time.
All right, and of course here we're going to be seeing the same comps, but the real question here is, I think it's something extremely important in this map, is who can get past that second checkpoint. If someone can get past that second checkpoint in this map, I feel it's going to be a huge deal, and I feel like that's what we have to see now. The double missile comp coming back out of regular gamers, and the no armor comp from Supremacy that we've been seeing the entire time. And Tax, once again at the very beginning of the game, does take this early tower, pops an armor, just like last game, and they get one down for regular gamers.
Yeah, definitely. So right now, missiles coming out from Chris on that right side, and Time on in mid. Can they get him? They do get Time on down, the big guy, and they do get double missile, though I believe. So they're gonna get moved around here, and Tax is gonna take the first checkpoint for free. Although Cruz does get him now, and Juno is still trying to push there, is going to go down, and now all that's left is Cosby and I think Time on coming out from spawn. So Cruz here on this tower is definitely able to get missiles soon again. We do see your Time on here on this right side, just waiting for him, waiting for just to fire on people, and he unable to get the pick on Boy. Juno here is just stuck back here, probably trying to charge missiles, as lead does go to the side of 10 Supremacy. As you see, Boy here has rain, is going to use it. One down on each side now. Juno trying to shark on this left side here, although Boy going for that fall off. Not able to get it though. Cosby just going to push that CDS, is going to kill him just like that. And regular gamer stopping that push, 239. But actually, I think I think 10 Supremacy did get past that second checkpoint you were talking about, Swift.
Yeah, that's going to be important later in the game.
Definitely. We do see now two do go down on the side of 10 Supremacy, although Sar gets a pick on Tax, and maybe another one on Cosby as he's pretty weak, just trying to stay on that tower. Oh, they just stay on, and Tax is going to jump to him too. Missiles coming out from Cosby. And it seems like right now, regular gamers just making a push by just brute forcing it, but here, Crow's going to try to put pressure on that tower, flank coming by Cheese to get them off there. You know, right now, Cheese going to try to get on that tower, win the 1v1 against Tax. Tax does go down, and Time was still on this right side on his own. Going to get headhunted by that 10 Umbrella. The 10 Umbrella does kill someone else, and Timon is able to back up, and they do get a bit past that checkpoint, but that's just not going to be enough. And Timon here on his own does get a pick, but does go down as Boy gets time on there, and now they're going to push shoot. I think Cosby, and it goes down. And now, once again, 10 Supremacy is on the pushing side right now. We do see your Tax now trying to just jump onto that tower, doing some aggro junior players. Does get one, might be able to get a double. Does get the double, and that's going to be 10 Supremacy's push stopped once again with the one extra point, I believe. And now it's time for regular gamers to get past that second checkpoint and take the lead possibly, as they're really, really pushed up right now. Though missiles do come out, and Cruz does go down, and ready past mid now. Regular gamers looks like they could get this, as Judo here ready with missiles. He can just pop them here and able to disperse them, as we see Star dropping down, trying to get a pick on time on the missiles, though, are going to kill him. Cheese here is going to try to push forward here, and right now this seems to be like lead for regular gamers, and as they, regular gamers gets the lead as 3 down, and the rest of them are just coming out of spawn. Right now this is going to be a big regular gamers push. And they do, see his bumps Time on off the tower. Time on does go down. There's still a chance to save this game. Right now, Cosby just sticking in mid, and regular gamers is just going to opt to back out and let 10 Supremacy push against them, as they're all just kind of alone right now and just dispersed. So regular gamers is just going to get the pick on Cruz and just get back on that pushing offensive here. And Boy here on his own against one of the players, though. Cheese does come in and help him. Missiles do come out again from regular gamers, and right now these missiles are just making 10 Supremacy go over the place. They can't seem to get a play going or any kind of push. Boyd does go down again. Cruz will go down again. Right now, 2v2 situation. Start with 3 of them at the ready. They gotta make something happen, right? They gotta make something happen here, or else they're not gonna be able to do anything. I think Time on, they get a pick there on Star. Sorry, my stream's on a little bit, but we see now Boy here on the CDS. Maybe trying to make a play happen to get his team in, but I say that Cheese does go down, and right now just regular gamers is just holding control and just keeps on putting that pressure with the missiles, and it just seems like 10 Supremacy can't find any way to get in. Missiles again coming out from Rare Gamers. I say that though, Cogs is gonna get that clutch in the tower, and that's gonna be game.
Yeah, not only game, but that's the series as well. Regular Gamers taking that 3-1 over 10 Supremacy, even though most people were predicting it to go the other way. Tax actually is the MVP of that matchup, 7 armors and 11 KA. And I feel like we've been talking about time on all series long, but honestly, I think Tax had lots of hero pushes, stops with some bombs, and honestly, in that last match, I'd say Tax definitely deserves the MVP at least of that game number 4, clutching out the series for Regular Gamers. So great job. And as I said before, if Regular Gamers wins this matchup, it really, I think, changes the whole tide of the league and all of the conversations and storylines, because we are starting to think maybe 10 Supremacy is going to be one of those top 4 playoff teams. Regular Gamers now taking them down, now moving their record up to 2-2, and 10 Supremacy down 1-1. Swift, are you buying the hype of Regular Gamers now? Are you feeling them that they are indeed a playoff team?
Yeah, I really think they are. I feel like beating a team like 10 Supremacy, it shows that you can be a top team. The real question is, are they going to be able to take teams down like Red Sun and Xylo, teams that are 2-0 at the moment? That's going to be a real test.
Yeah, well, they pulled it off here today, looking pretty good. IPS, on the other hand, talk us through 10 Supremacy. We were riding high on them last week. Of course, this is only their first loss. They're 1-1, but now it's kind of that kind of weird feeling. Well, they lost to Regular Gamers. Where does that put them? How are you feeling about 10 Supremacy now after this loss?
I mean, I feel like it's not insanely bad, like they took an L here today, but it just happens. Although I feel like 10 Supremacy, I think their main flaw definitely is just those kind of spammy comps with the backline, because they don't run armor. So things like missiles can easily chip them away, and then a backline could just come in and finish them off with no issue. But when the main thing that counters a backline is armor, even Splatlinks like Ballpoint. Ballpoint is a very kind of more slower bullet velocity, so it does get kind of countered by armor sometimes. So the fact that Desperate didn't have an armor kind of just let Regular Gamers, specifically Time on, just run wild. But yeah, I feel like definitely Regular Gamers came here with their strongest lineup today. Like, I definitely feel like this is their strongest lineup. Double missiles, Time on, it's just strong. I feel like if they play with this lineup more, throughout the weeks here in the regular season, I honestly could see them being one of the better teams. But it all depends if they keep that consistent lineup. And 10 Supremacy, I always say this, they just got to go back to the drawing board. You got to find a way to play